it's Michelle, and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. So we have a lot of juicy tea to get through today, so you know the drill. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So today a huge royal bombshell scandal dropped, as if we needed another one this week. Apparently, according to the presses, a royal family staff member quits after allegations of racist comments. Now, this comes on the heels of the Paddington Bear scandal, where poor Camilla, the Queen consort, handed out Paddington teddy bears to nursery school-aged children, and a video circulated that was manipulated to make it appear that the Queen did not want to touch the hand of a little girl of color, which we have proven to be false. So poor Camilla has already been raked over the coals over these false racist allegations, pretty much being made to look like the evil stepmother. Now, she just hosted a very successful event at Buckingham Palace on Tuesday, where she received many women who were there to highlight a very important cause. They were there to highlight women and domestic violence. So there was a lot of people there for a lot of good, and it was a very successful event. Well, a guest who was at this event by the name of Ngozi Fulani, who is the chief executive officer of a charity called Sussexes, has come out and accused a royal staff member of making racist comments toward her. Now, Buckingham Palace handled this correctly. They came out very swiftly and made a statement saying, quote, "Unacceptable and deeply regrettable comments have been made by the staff member who later apologized and has stepped aside." Now, Ngozi Fulani, who is the chief executive officer of Sussexes, said that she was asked by a Buckingham Palace household member, quote, where she really came from during the event that was hosted on Tuesday. Now, Fulani, who is a woman of color, works as an advocate for survivors of domestic abuse, and described the exchange with Lady SH as a complete violation. Now, this woman did go to Twitter and has a full account and transcript of everything that was said and what happened, well, according to her. We haven't heard from the other side, just this lady. Now, the palace continued in a statement saying, quote, "We take this incident extremely seriously and have investigated immediately to establish the full details." They added they had reached out to the charity boss and invited her to discuss her experience in person. In the meantime, the individual concerned would like to express her profound apologies for the hurt caused and has stepped aside from her honorary role with immediate effect. All members of the household are being reminded of the diversity and inclusivity policies which they are required to uphold at all times. Sussexes is an organization that is based in East London, where they support women of African and Caribbean heritage affected by abuse. Now, we know that domestic abuse is one of the key causes that is championed by Queen Consort Camilla since she joined the royal family. So this is a very big cause that means a lot to Camilla. So unfortunately, that entire event has now been dampened by this allegation. Now, I did listen to an interview that this lady gave on someone's show. I don't know if it was a podcast or a TV show. And she basically says that, you know, being a woman of color, she stood with two other women of color, and they were kind of on the peripheral of this event. Three women of color were standing on the peripheral at the event, not really engaging, according to her. And this lady, who she calls SH, kind of makes a beeline to her. Now, we know that the lady in question is actually Lady Susan Hussey, who is the godmother to Prince William and has served as a lady-in-waiting to the late Queen Elizabeth. So she is someone who's been there for a very long time and knows social cues in social situations, and she was one of the right-hand people of Her Majesty the Queen. When I listened to the lady's interview, the way she was describing it, I kind of can see both sides of the story. So she said that her and two other women of color were standing on the peripheral of this group. They were feeling uncomfortable. So then she felt this lady, Susan, made a beeline toward her and immediately started to interrogate her. She also talked about how Susan kind of moved her hair aside so she could see her name badge. Now, I have to be honest with you, that was kind of a bad move. You don't touch someone you don't know. But honestly, Lady Susan is from an older generation. She's 83 years old. And I don't mean to be offensive, but in my experience, older people tend to be very bold in your face. They ask a lot of questions. They want answers. Like, they tend to just be very open and honest and in your face, and they don't have a problem touching you. And so I can kind of see how Lady Susan was trying to be hospitable and welcome these three women who were on the outskirts of the meeting, but she immediately grabs this woman's hair and moves it out of the way to see the name badge. Now, women of color are very, very sensitive when it comes to their hair. They don't like to be touched. So Lady Susan clearly did not know that. Clearly two women of two different ethnic and cultural backgrounds. So I will say that. But I don't believe it was ill intent. I believe she was trying to be personable. Unfortunately, it just didn't go over well with this lady. So immediately, she was a little off-put by this bold woman who she felt she was being attacked. Like, oh, you're black, you don't belong here. Who are you? Where do you come from? Was what she interpreted happened. In my opinion, Lady Susan was trying to be welcoming, sees these three ladies of color standing aside, kind of away from the group. She goes over to greet them. Now, what they do say in social situations, you are to ask questions about other people. So when people talk about themselves, they feel more comfortable with people. You don't want to just have someone walk up to you and immediately just start talking about themselves and then never shut up, right? That's a very off-putting. You want someone to say, hi, I'm so-and-so. What is your name? How are you? Where are you from? Have you been here before? What do you do? How do you know these people? Like, these are just general things. You get to know someone, you ask questions. Well, unfortunately, Lady Susan just immediately, I don't feel like she was doing it to be racist. She was curious. So Lady Susan comes over and sees this lady of color wearing an African dress. So she wants to ask her, oh, so where are you from originally? Do you see what I'm saying? That's kind of a normal question someone might ask to get to know someone. So the exchange apparently did not go over well. This lady, Nagazi, took to Twitter to tell the world about what happened. And this is why I kind of have a problem with this lady, because I don't feel like this is something that needed to be out publicly. She did put up a full transcript of what happened. So let me just read for you what the lady says. She's like, Lady S.H., where are you from? Me, Sister Space. S.H., no, where do you come from? Me, we're based in Hackney. S.H., no, what part of Africa are you from? Now again, that's a little cringeworthy, a little rude, a little forceful. But again, she could have just said, what is your heritage? What is your background? But this is, according to this woman, is how it went down. S.H., no, what part of Africa are you from? Me, I don't know. They didn't leave my records. S.H., well, you must know where you're from. I spent time in France. Where are you from? That doesn't make any sense right there, but me, here, UK. S.H., no, but what nationality are you? Me, I am born here. I am British. S.H., no, but where do you really come from? Where do your people come from? Again, cringeworthy. Me, my people. Lady, what is this? So again, in my opinion, she was very defensive. She could have just said, oh, ma'am, I'm a British national and my heritage is of Africa and Caribbean descent. It's a very basic question. She could have just answered it, but I feel like she was just kind of running around in circles and kind of making her draw it out of her. Now, in my opinion, Susan should have stopped talking. She should have gone on a different subject. But for some reason, she just kept going down this road according to this lady. So then SH says, oh, I can see I'm going to have a challenge getting you to say where you're from. When did you first come here? Me, lady, I am British national. My parents came here in the 50s. SH says, oh, I knew we'd get to where you were in the end. You're Caribbean. Me, no, lady, I am of African heritage, Caribbean descent, and British nationality. So again, why couldn't she have just said that in the very beginning when she asked her, where are you from? But again, this lady took offense to it. She immediately was very defensive. She was looking for someone to be racist. So if someone's saying, oh, where are you from? And you say, I'm from the UK, and then someone says, oh, or like your ancestors, your heritage, maybe Susan wasn't using the right words. Instead of saying nationality, she should have said your family, your background, your heritage. It didn't need to take 50 questions to get to that. But again, Lady Susan probably should have stopped while she was ahead. You know what I mean? So I felt both of them in this exchange, it was awkward, and maybe Susan was trying to push it more than she should have. But I also feel like the other lady was there looking for something to happen. And there's a reason why. Now, it appears that she went on Twitter, and under the sister space Twitter, she wrote, I have mixed feelings about yesterday's visit to Buckingham Palace. 10 minutes after arriving, a member of staff, Lady SH, approached me, moved my hair to see my name badge. The conversation below took place. The rest of the event is a blur. So again, this is going to cause a lot of, sugars and people to be like, oh my God, we told you Meghan was telling the truth. The evil royal racist, yada, yada, yada. And this lady apparently has a history of saying bad things about the royal family, and she is a Meghan fan. Back in October of 2021, the same woman tweeted this comment. Our charity supports Black women, domestic violence survivors. I can't stay silent about this. I admire Meghan for speaking out. According to clear definition, it seems Meghan is a survivor of domestic violence from her in-laws. P.S. I'm glad hypocrite Pierce left ITV. Nagazi Fulani. Now, this was in October of 2021. So here's a woman who already has a preconceived notion about the evil royal racist royals, accepts an invitation from the Queen, goes to Buckingham Palace and stands aside looking around, and then now is confronted by someone and immediately, I'm uncomfortable, you asked me a rude question, racism. I'm beginning to believe, was this a setup? Honestly. It's a little weird and a little suspect that this blows up all over social media and in the news the day that Catherine and William touched down in Boston. When I say to you, they are setting the stage to set the royals up to fail and to label them racist, I wasn't joking. We've had 2 incidents in the same week. Paddington Bear, and now it was a staff member, a lady in waiting, a godmother, but still a family member, I guess, to Prince William. But it's going to reflect on the royal family regardless. They're going to be guilty by association. And poor Camilla can't do anything right. 2 things in 1 week. That poor woman. Even if you don't like her, that was messed up what they did. Now, I'm not excusing Lady Susan's questioning because honestly, it was a little abrupt, a little in her face, but I do not believe that she meant any ill intent, nor was it racist. Rude, intrusive, maybe. Racist, I don't believe so. I feel like both of them were just oil and water. It was an unfortunate, bad, awkward exchange. But then you have this lady who is a Meghan fan who wants to play into the race card. So it kind of makes me wonder, was this a planned attack? Was it a coinky-dink? Was it just bad timing? So Sister Space, after her initial tweet where she tells the world about this racist exchange with the royal staff member who she's not going to name, she's just going to use the SH initials, says, "Thanks everyone for their support. It is not our wish to reveal the person involved. It is the system that needs to be revised. Yes, the person was offensive, but it serves no purpose to name and shame her. It would make us just as bad. We prefer that this be handled kindly." Now notice the system that needs to be revised. And Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are getting an award on December 6th for structural racism against the royal family. See what I'm saying? And she didn't want to name the person, but she used her initials, SH. So people found out immediately that it was Susan Hussey. If you wanted to handle this kindly, you should have just kept it to yourself and handled it with the palace. That would have been the appropriate thing to do. But to publicly come out and let the whole world know, in my opinion, why? And she's already appeared on a talk show and she's already on several outlets. It's all over the internet. But you want to handle it kindly. It sounds like you're doing this for, self-benefit and trashing the royal family, maybe trying to earn kudo points and get in with Meghan. I would not be surprised if she somehow works with Meghan Markle or Meghan contacts her. Do you see what I'm saying? I feel like she's trying to earn kudo points with Meghan and Harry because she's a Meghan fan, and they're now probably going to partner together. Just like Meghan had Trevor Noah on her show after he made horrible comments about the royal family, she then has him as a guest on her podcast. Do you see what I'm saying? Meghan has no shame. I wouldn't be surprised if these two were seen together, or Meghan tweeted at her, or they worked together, or she's like, "Oh, Meghan sent me a nice little gift basket and a little letter with calligraphy telling me she's so sorry of this experience that I had with the royal family." I would not be surprised if her next tweet is Meghan Markle contacted her. So today, Catherine and William arrive at Boston for the start of the Earthshot Prize. But Harry and Meghan, they're not done. No. So today, they decide is the day they're going to release their official promo video for the Heart of Invictus 2023 that's going to be at Dusseldorf in September. They released a promo video today. Why today? Because again, they're trying to outshine the Waleses and take away some of their stardust that's going on right now with the Earthshot Prize. So I have the video to show you, but I had to remove the sound for copyright. So let me go ahead and play it for you, but there's not going to be any music. So two huge royal scandals that have to deal with racial relations this week. And then we have the Sussexes dropping the promo for the Invictus Games, all during Earthshot Prize. And next week we have the Harkles picking up their fake Ripple Award, where they're fighting against the structural racism of the royal family. So I really do believe, guys, that this is not over. That is going to be a lot of racial tensions being brought up in 2023 against the British monarchy. And like I said in my previous video with that psychic who predicted that Meghan and Harry were going to go after the structural institution of the monarchy, and it's going to be about race and maybe India, and they're going to land in a lot of trouble and could possibly lose their titles. But there's so many people now who are jumping on this bandwagon of attacking the royals and racism. So now there's another lady who's trying to jump on the racist bandwagon. She is a fan of Meghan Markle. I believe she was on a Zoom call, the one they had Doria and Archie. I'm not 100% sure, but she is now announcing that her new book is going to be about racism and the British monarchy, a Meghan Markle reader. Her name is Duchess Harris, by the way. So I don't really know who this woman is, what her connection to Meghan is, if she was on that Zoom call with Doria and Archie, but apparently they're now showing Archie's face. They are really trying hard, you guys, to overshadow the Waleses at Earthshot Prize. It's so pathetic. I can't even stand it. It's literally like, show me you're jealous and insecure without showing me you're jealous and insecure. They are throwing everything but the kitchen sink. So what do you guys think about the racist allegations? Do you believe that Lady Susan Hussey was just rude and inappropriate, or do you believe she was being racist? What do you think about Harry and Meghan releasing their promo video today, the beginning of the Earthshot Prize? And what do you think is going to happen in 2023? Do you see more and more people jumping on this bandwagon and trying to monetize attacking the royals and accusing them of being racist? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.